Hey there, my name's Tyler, and in this video, I'm going to show you how I am currently generating home insurance leads every day for $10 or less so that you can potentially never buy a lead again. So, a little about me, and so that you trust me. I've been in your shoes. I started an independent agency. I'm based out of South Carolina. Once I hit about $1 million in premium, I was overwhelmed. So, I started hiring and training virtual assistants for myself and my agency. Then I started helping other agents with virtual assistants. Then they asked us to help with marketing and ads, and that's how we got here. So recently, I helped one new agent in their first month in the industry to write 62,000 in new business. I helped another agent add 17 new referral partners. We've done a lot of really cool stuff. And just so you know, I'm not lying on my claim. I'm going to move my face. So you see 775 cost per application, $2.85. That's not a normal, but I've got over half a dozen examples here, 694, 894. These are people's cost per leads. So these are campaigns that we're running inside live and active ad accounts. And you can see all of these. And just so you know, I mean, sometimes it's more than $10. This one's $12. But I wanted you to get an idea of what we're typically seeing. So who this is for and who this works for. If you're a P&C insurance agent, regardless of captive or independent, this process will work for you. We have done campaigns on personal lines and commercial, but obviously this video is talking about generating home insurance leads. So that's what this is all about. And so if you're looking for a consistent way to start writing new business, check out what we've got going on. So the old way, let me move my face here. The old way of doing business, probably how you got started in the industry, is you would buy expensive leads or really cheap shared leads. So you can go online, not going to name any vendors, but you can get leads for $3 to $6. They're probably aged. They're going to tell you they're new. This person's going to say they filled out a form a year ago and they've already gotten hit up by 8 other agents. It's not a great lead. Or you can pay a ton of money. I used to buy, when I first got started, I was buying live transfers and I was paying $73 per transfer. You have got to close at a really high rate in order to make any money off of this. And really, I mean, year one is kind of out. On the PNC side, you're making so little early on and per each year that it's going to be year 2 or year 3 until you start seeing profit from that new client. Other way, people drop off donuts with lenders and pray for referrals, or you may have even tried Facebook ads and you've wasted money because you didn't know what to do. You've probably got a website, maybe looks good enough, but it doesn't bring in any leads. And all of this comes together to make an unpredictable system that grows your agency each month. And you're probably just tired of it. So here's what we do. So like I mentioned at the beginning, we target home insurance leads. I like going after home insurance for 2 main reasons. One, a homeowner is going to have a need for home insurance, but they also have got a vehicle, at least one. If they're married, they've got 2 or more. So you've got at least one auto policy. Then you potentially have mortgage protection, so life insurance. They need an umbrella because they need to make sure they don't lose all their stuff. And then personal articles, floater, or jewelry, or whatever it may be, you can round out this account and get some pretty decent premium all in one spot. But also, one of the big things that we found is auto leads tend to be more tire kickers. A lot of times, if somebody owns a car and they're renting, they may be a little more price sensitive than a homeowner. A homeowner wants to make sure that their home is covered and doesn't have an issue. But a car insurance lead, in their mind, insurance is just a commodity. So they don't care. They don't know what bodily injury per person is. They just see the number that comes out of their account every month, and they're a lot more sensitive to that. And it's a lot harder to educate these people on what is insurance and how does it matter, because they just probably don't have as many assets. Somebody with a home understands, oh, if I get sued, I could lose my home, and I don't want that to happen. So for these reasons, we like targeting home insurance. And so again, just so you know, I'm not full of it. Here's some screenshots. Tyler, what'd you do? We have 7 home and auto call-ins this morning. I can't keep up. Tyler, you're killing it with these ads. 10,500. This is premium. 10,500 in premium from your ads today. So they're probably, I don't know, like $1,500 in commissions. I texted one of my buddies, you're crushing it, $5 per lead. He's gotten 4 leads that day. He had 11 leads, talked to 4, quoted 3 already that day. Another one, this guy wrote 15,000 in new business in one day, and he's spending 900 a month in ads. So he's in that one day, he paid for his whole month. So I promise it works. So what we do, I like to approach marketing from a few pillars. We don't want to just go after one avenue, because let's say you're just running Facebook ads and for whatever reason, Meta's down this day, or something happens, your creative isn't performing well, and for a month you've got to figure it out. Well, now you're kind of out of luck. The agency can't grow because you were depending on that one channel. So I like to go after multi-channels so that if any one slows down, you're still producing new business. And so the first one that I use is Meta. And so think about it this way. People are on their phones. They are scrolling through Facebook and Instagram all day, every day. So you should be there too, but not consuming. You should be there so that they can see your business. And the key is you don't want to look like an ad. You want to run a picture of your family, of your office staff, something that they would normally see while scrolling. And then people are curious. So they want to click that see more button and read and get trapped into whatever it is that you put on the internet. So let the ad copy tell about what you do and why to use you. Some people talk about the quality is bad on Facebook. I just believe that they're not qualifying the leads. And I can tell you a little more about that. So here's a basic image. You get an idea, and you can generate this with AI, but just something that people would see on Meta that gets them to stop scrolling. And then what we do is you use the creative and the copy. So the creative is the image or the picture itself. Have it stop the scroll, as people say. Stop them from scrolling through the app and get people to look at it. Don't feel like an ad. And then the copy is where you actually do the selling. You educate them on what's the problem in the market, why they need to trust you, and what to do next. Give them the steps. And so on the quality side of things as well, a lot of people, they'll just put out a form and get name, email, phone, and they'll say, save on your insurance, and name, email, phone, and that's it. Well, that doesn't build a whole lot of trust. And also, you've not told the client a whole lot. So the more questions you ask, the more friction you're adding into the system. So by adding more friction, it makes it harder for somebody to go through. So it's a little more effort. So anybody that does fill out your full funnel, now you know that they're invested. They actually care about what you have out there. And so, yeah, if you want to get $2 leads, you could strip all the questions, get as much data or as many questions or forms filled out as you want. So name, email, phone, you got a whole bunch of people's names and phone numbers. But without information, you don't know how good that lead is. So I like to ask a few questions. I ask them, do you own or rent your home? Obviously, we just want homeowners. So if they rent their home, they're out. We don't want to talk to them. And then when's the last time you shopped your insurance? That's a possible question you can ask. I like to get phone verifications. So have them have to verify their phone numbers. We do OTP. So essentially it will text them a code and they have to take that code and enter it into the form so that every lead that comes into my team and my agents that we work with, they are all valid cell phone numbers. That's going to make your contact rate shoot through the roof. I can guarantee you whatever lead vendor you're currently working with probably doesn't do that. And so the next phase of what we do is website and SEO. So most websites, I believe, are just digital business cards. And so to have a page have success with Google and AI, I like to approach it with service plus city pages. So it's not just blogs. These are actual pages on your website. And so you will have every service that you do. So for example, home insurance, car insurance, umbrella, renters, even think about contractors insurance, like things that aren't necessarily insurance policies, but just insurance for businesses. These are services. And then cities, fairly self-explanatory. Pick every semi-major city around you, everything around your office, and make a service and city page for all of these. So if you've got 10 services and 10 cities, quick math, that's 100 pages you need to build. But this is going to position you as an authority. So Google, when they're scraping your site or when they're crawling your site, as they call it, that's going to help you rank. But also AI wants to know if somebody's in Greenville, South Carolina, pretty close to me, and searches who's the best car insurance in Greenville, South Carolina. If you have a page that talks about car insurance in Greenville, South Carolina, AI now starts to see you as an expert. The next phase of this for SEO is your Google business profile. 90% of ranking locally comes down to your GBP. So what I want you to do is go to Google, search your business name, make sure that you have got control of your business profile, and fully fill everything out. Now, don't lie. Don't fill out that you have a parking lot if you don't, but fill out every single option. And the biggest thing is the services. You want to make sure that you add every service that you offer that Google has, then add descriptions for each of these. I recommend putting your service area at 15 miles. Over that, you start to not rank as well. And then one of the things to consider is review velocity. A lot of times people will text out 100 of their friends and ask them to review your Google business profile. So now you've got 100 reviews. Google doesn't care as much about the massive number of reviews as they do review velocity. So essentially, you want to get 5 reviews every week for 20 weeks. That's better than 100 reviews today because that's going to look like spam in the eyes of Google. And they want to see that you're consistently doing good work over a long period of time. This helps them start to rank you better. And then another thing you've probably heard about if you're online is AEO, which is answer engine optimization. So think about ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Google, etc. You go on there, you type in your questions. That's what it's talking about. The large language models that are actually answering questions using the information they're finding online. Really, all they're doing is just crawling websites and looking for pages where you answer questions. So if you can place commonly asked questions onto your site, this will help you rank higher on your Google business profile, but it will also get you recommended to the AI engines. And so what I want you to do is reverse engineer what your clients are researching online and then answer those questions. So for example, cheap car insurance near me, best car insurance near me, best home insurance near me, how do I insure my Airbnb, etc. Make a page to answer all of those questions. And yes, this stuff is work, but these leads are free. And so that makes a big difference. And so just some more so you know I'm not full of it. I texted a buddy of mine. You can see at the very top, total ad spend is just under $1,100. And he had done $9,322 in commissions already in that month. So he'd done a 9x return on investment. Another friend texted me they did $55,000 in new business that month. Here's some more screenshots of some ads that we were running: $6.24, $10.90, $7.64. So it really is possible to generate these leads for under $10. And so these numbers I'm showing you are just the ads on Meta. And so obviously, if you can generate, you see this one, 198 leads for $10.90. So that's great. He's generating leads for a little under $11. But what you're not seeing is all the leads that are coming in from their website. And we are getting 2 to 4 leads fairly quickly that start coming in from ChatGPT in each person's area. So all of those leads, there's zero ad spend that's allocated to those. And so that starts dragging down your cost per lead. But one of the really wild things that we're finding is when we run these ads from our agency page, a lot of times people are skeptical. So they see the ad, but they don't necessarily trust you enough to fill out the ad. So they click your profile, click your website, read around on your website for a little while, and then they go to fill out a form or start a form, etc. And so we're able to capture probably an additional 15% of leads just by having some tools on the website, so that if there's a partial form completion, we can see where it came from. And then a pixel, which allows us to track people all over the internet so we know where they came to our site from. So by having these pieces, all of this together, our average lead is under $10. And so we are having a ton of success with fairly minimal ad spend. And so what we do at my company, so ScaleOps, if you go to scalemyops.com, you'll see that we help businesses grow, specifically insurance agencies. So we help agencies to generate leads. You can see on here, one of our systems, we run the ads for you on Meta. Our average cost per lead is between $5 and $15 based on the state. And our national average is about $10 per lead. So we will run the ads for you. We copy and paste it into your ad account. So it runs from your agency. So it looks like you guys, I want you to get the branding for it. We'll replace your website. We help you optimize your SEO, your AEO. We add you into our community. We do it all for you. So if you want some help, reach out to my team, scalemyops.com. We would love the chance to get to help you grow your agency. If you have any other questions, need tips about how to run your ads, leave a comment down below. Myself or one of my team members, we would love the chance to get to reach out to you and help you. Hopefully be a small part of growing your agency. So thanks so much for watching. We will see you in the next video.